Hi, I'm Claudia Brown Coulter with Pivotal Peace. I'm your go-to mediator for navigating divorce while parenting children with special needs. I'm also a registered legal document assistant, LDA, based in the greater Los Angeles area. I want to talk to you about the real cost of a DIY divorce. There's no judgment. Divorce is expensive, and a DIY divorce is absolutely appealing. But let's talk about why it's not always cracked up to what it, what's the term? It's not cracked up to what it is. I don't know. It's just gone. I probably need some more sleep. But let's talk about why DIY divorce might not be the best thing for you. It might not. Some people, it's great. All right. So, why it's great? It's free or low cost. You might just get away with a filing fee. You're not fighting, so you're just kind of like, well, we're good. We're not lovers anymore. We're friends, and this is not going to be so hard. We're okay. You found forms online because they are online through the state. Those are the right form. If you found the form on a court website, you found the right form. You found the updated form. You found the right form. And it's like, well, how hard can that be? I do get calls a lot of times from people who are like, I started these forms, and then I got overwhelmed and confused. Yes. And there's not a commentary on your intelligence. Your intelligence is just fine. These forms, they take some getting used to. The issue is, divorce is full of so many laws and so many little nuances. And when you just decide to kind of break up, it feels kind of like a high school breakup or a college breakup. We just are going our separate ways. But it isn't quite so simple because there are legal ramifications involved with divorce. So what people get wrong with a divorce is they don't necessarily file the right form, or they forget to file certain forms. Oh, I have to do financial disclosures? Oh, yes. I have to file the local form? The clerk didn't tell you. I know if you went down to the courthouse, the clerk told you, you also need this form. Maybe they didn't serve their spouse correctly. Sometimes, kid you not, sometimes it's as silly as one name is on the petition, first name, middle initial, last name, and a different name, same person, same name, but not correctly the same, not quite the same, is on the judgment. So first name, middle name, last name. That alone will get your judgment rejected. That alone. Middle initial on the petition, middle name on the judgment. It's got to match the petition. Something that small. Okay? You may not even address spousal support. You got to address spousal support. That goes down to leaving boxes unchecked. Or, my favorite, all of the boxes checked. All the boxes checked. These are our preliminary and our final and our first and our last and our intermediary, like everything. All the boxes are checked. There's an empty box. We're going to check the box because we don't know what box to check. Because it doesn't make sense what box to check. Once again, your intelligence is just fine. It's these forms. They take some getting used to. So when that happens, it will cause delays. So you maybe aren't spending money, but you're spending time. Time in delays, time in having to resubmit, time in having to figure out what's wrong, refile this stuff, refill it out, and then go back down to the courthouse to refile. So you've got to kind of do things over again. Maybe you decided, I'm going to just get my disclosures ready now, and because I know my spouse is going to serve me, and then as soon as they serve me, I'm going to file my disclosures. That's fine. Wow, that's unheard of. It's great. It's amazing, but your disclosures are dated before the divorce was actually filed. Nope. And if the court doesn't catch it when you first file it, sometimes LA does that. They don't catch it. They'll just file it. When you go to process your judgment, LA will be like, oh, nope, sorry, the date on these is wrong. And then you're going to be like, why didn't you tell me? I don't know. I'm sorry. Okay. It can be confusing. You might not know which courthouse to go to. If you are in a big area, let's say San Bernardino. San Bernardino is so spread out. You may have a courthouse around the corner, but they don't do family law. So you don't know what court to go to do your divorce. You might not know how to request for a default or how to actually serve your spouse. People end up putting vague language in there, especially if they have kids, because it's like, well, we get along, we're fine. And then somebody new comes into the picture, a new romantic partner, a replacement parent, and then things aren't so fine. And then you look at your divorce decree and you agreed to agree. But what do you do when you don't agree? Okay. And then when you lose time, you're losing money. And you could also be losing money because you didn't divide your assets correctly. I had a conversation, or actually I was in a meeting, and one of my divorce colleagues said that she has fared far better in her divorce than her ex-husband because she took the time to go meet with the CDFA. And the CDFA laid out all of the scenarios for her and then how to maximize her assets to protect her future. She's doing great. Yep, not so much. There's also a lot of emotional toil of just like, God, when is this going to get done? Like, even if you and your soon-to-be ex were fighting, now you guys are in lockstep of like, I hate this. I hate the court. I hate this process, right? You are united in your hate for the legal process of divorce because it's so stressful. You don't know what's going to happen. And honestly, sometimes things are really stressful for divorce professionals too. Sometimes we do not know what a particular court will do. There is a particular court in this state that has rejected one of my judgments 4 times, saying that there's missing information, but it's right there. And then I'm like, but it's right there. And then they'll come up with something else that's not incorrect and say it's incorrect. It's nuts. Most of the time it's not that way. But there are issues like that. And so if you're facing that alone, it's really hard, especially if you go to the courthouse and you're like, I don't understand why you rejected this. And then their answer is, well, we can't give you legal advice. Call me. I mean, I can't give you legal advice either, but maybe we can refile forms. That's a rough one when they do that. That is a rough one. That is not fun. So how do you get it right? How do you get this right without breaking a bank? You don't have to have a $15,000 retainer. You don't need to put down $15,000 to be like, okay, now we're gonna get this divorce. No, you just need the right support. You need the right questions. You might be able to DIY yourself through this divorce up to a certain point. That can save you money. And then you get to that final step where you have to divide assets. You have to document your agreements. You got to really get your judgment on, really locked down. That might be when you bring in a professional. That's a way to use a professional's help, but still, kind of make it within your budget. So you can work with a legal document assistant like myself or a mediator like myself. And I mentioned earlier that colleague who worked with the CDFA, I have 2, 3 CDFAs that I refer to on a regular basis. California Divorce Financial Analysts. I like working with them. Because they know all the money. They know all the numbers. They help people divide their assets. It's great. They provide them with options. It's great. So divorce can be stressful. That's an understatement. Divorce is very stressful. You don't have to make it more stressful by not understanding the forms or having to repeatedly go to court. The people in the courthouse, they're doing their job. They're not trying to make life hard for you. They have rules they have to follow. They cannot give you legal advice. They cannot fill out the forms for you. They walk this tight line. They have to be careful. So you don't need to add extra stress for yourself. Even if you're like, we get along, then like have somebody review your documents before you file them. You can have someone review your step 3 documents and go, oh, that makes sense, or you forgot to mention this, or you didn't check this box. I actually did a case for a couple. They came to me. They paid $500 to an online company to do their divorce forms, which is fine. And then something went wrong in step 3. I don't remember what it was, but it didn't get filed. I don't know why. And then they found me and I reviewed their step 3 documents, made some corrections. I didn't redraft them, made some corrections, found out, oh, you guys moved? Oh, we have to fill out forms. You moved. That's totally fine, totally okay. But if the court doesn't know you moved and then you have a new address on there, they're not going to be too happy. So we have to file that both of you have moved. Let's do that first, and then we'll file the judgment. The judgment went through. It was fine, but they needed that help over the final step because their forms weren't filled out all of the way. There were dates that were left off. There were things that were unsigned. There were boxes that were unchecked, and all of those things needed to be checked. And I think at one point it may have gotten kicked back even for a small reason. I don't remember. That's okay. Went back, corrected it, refiled it again, processed, done. So when you reach out to someone who does divorce every day, something that is challenging for you is relatively simple for them just because they have all of the hours of experience behind it. So don't be afraid to go inquire about help. If you can't afford the whole fee, see if you can get a payment plan, see if you can piecemeal things. I do that. I offer payment plans. I let people, just come for one of the steps. You don't have to do steps 1, 2, and 3 with me. You can just do step 2 or just do step 3. That's fine. It's your life. It's your divorce. I'm just giving you some friendly information to reduce your stress. There is a link below in the description. Please use it. Please reach out, schedule a phone call so that we can talk about your situation and I can help you. That's what I love to do. Have a great one.